Hello everyone, I am Dr. Donald Ozello of Championship Chiropractic in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today I am going to go over 10 general guidelines for weightlifters over the age of 55. I recently turned 58 years old, and about 2 years ago I started back at the gym, and I am loving it. There is nothing like holding a barbell in your hands or dumbbells in your hands when you are exercising. For years, I rode my bike, I ran, I did kettlebell training, I did body weight training, and I loved it. But I just felt like I wanted to get back into the gym. So about 2 years ago, I joined the gym, and like I said, I've been loving it ever since. And what I want to do today is just go over 10 general guidelines that will help lifters over the age of 55. Guideline number 1, start with the basics. Don't make your routine so complicated that you have to worry about, I have to do so many sets or so many reps of a certain exercise, or I have to do this exercise, I have to do that exercise. Start with the very basics. That is the best way to go about it. Start with the basic exercises and progress from there. Number 2 is start at your current health, fitness, strength, and ability levels. Don't worry about what you used to be able to do when you were 19 years old or 25 years old or 30 years old. Start at your current health, fitness, strength, and ability levels. You want to make sure that you are not overdoing it. I remember when I first started, I said, deadlifting, that was my favorite exercise when I was younger. I'm going to be using this much weight in this amount of time. And that did not happen. Deadlifts are a cornerstone of my routine, but I have learned that using the hex bar works better for me now than actually using the barbell. So I took a basic exercise and I had unrealistic expectations, but then once I started training, I modified that exercise and really made it work for me. Number 3, progress in small, gradual, calculated increments. That is so important. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that. Progress in small, gradual, calculated increments. Do not try to progress quickly like we used to do whenever we were younger, okay? You want to progress in small, gradual, calculated increments. I know I've said that 3 times already, but it's so important. The number of repetitions or the number of sets or the amount of resistance that you use, increase them in very small amounts. Basic thing to do when you are using progressive overload as a basic principle is once you have reached a number of repetitions, say you're using a specific weight in a specific exercise and you want to reach 20 repetitions. Once you reach 20 repetitions with perfect technique, then you increase the weight a very small amount and continue doing that exercise in the desired number of sets and the desired number of times per week. And you increase the resistance in a very small amount and work to 20 repetitions. And once you reach 20 repetitions with that weight, then you increase the weight again in a very small amount. Number 4 is work through a symptom-free range of motion. All of us have old injuries or old aches and pains that may prevent us from performing certain exercises or may prevent us from using a full range of motion. When I was younger, I used to do barbell back squats and I would squat with my butt down to my heels. Now I cannot do that, okay? And I don't let it bother me. If you cannot squat down your butt to your heels, then go down as far as you can. And you do not want to cause any pain in the joints. Now I'm using the squats as an example, but this goes for any exercise. Work through a symptom-free range of motion. You may be rehabbing an injury or finished rehabbing an injury and you want to get back into the gym. So you start with that exercise and you work through a symptom-free range of motion, no matter what exercise that it is. You do not want to cause an injury. The last thing you want to do is beat up your joints or beat up your muscles because you are working through a range of motion that causes symptoms. Number 5 may be the most important guideline on this list. Your routine must correspond to your individual needs and goals. Do not worry about what someone else is doing at the gym. Do not try to do a routine that was given to you or that you saw in a video. You want to make those routines modified to what works for you, for what you need, and for what your goals are. You don't want to use a routine that you used when you were younger, because when we were younger, we could recover really well. But when you're older, you do not recover between your workouts like you used to. So you want to set up your routine so that it corresponds to your individual needs, and goals. Number 6, if an exercise elicits or intensifies symptoms, stop immediately and modify that exercise. And if that doesn't work, then find a viable substitute. There are many exercises that are excellent that everyone cannot do. There are exercises that I think are fantastic and I cannot do them. I have never been able to do wide grip pull downs. It always causes a pain in the pec area. So I never do wide grip pull downs, but I can do scapular retractions with a wide grip, or I can do pull downs with a narrow grip or with a neutral grip, and it works fantastic, hitting those muscles very well. That's just one example. And like I spoke about squats before, if you cannot perform squats, there are viable substitutes like hack squats, the leg press. There are exercises that you can do that are going to work those muscles in an excellent fashion. So if an exercise elicits or intensifies symptoms, stop immediately and modify that exercise. You may modify your stance, you may modify your hand positioning, and if that does not work, then you want to find a viable substitute. Number 7, I shouldn't even have to put this on the list, but it's extremely important, not only for lifters over the age of 55, but for lifters of all ages. Proper technique is more important than the level of resistance. Do not sacrifice technique so you could put more weight on the bar or use a heavier dumbbell. You want to make sure that your technique is flawless when you are performing any type of weight training exercise. Number 8, move in a controlled manner. You don't just want to throw the weights up and let them come dropping down. Control the weight and really feel it. Feel it in the muscle that you are working. Controlling the weight is going to help you to build a mind-muscle connection. Perfect example, if you are doing dumbbell or barbell curls, you want to concentrate on the bicep muscles, and you don't want to be bending the back. You don't want to be cheating. So use your perfect technique like we spoke about before and control the motion, and that will help to build the mind-muscle connection. Number 9, utilize concentric and isometric contractions and control the eccentric phase of the exercise. The eccentric phase is the negative phase of the exercise. You don't want the weight just to come crashing down. You want to control the negative aspect of the exercise. Concentric, that is the positive phase. Obviously, you want to perform exercises in the positive phase. An isometric exercise, for example, say you're doing a scapular retraction or a pull down at end range, or maybe even a high row. You're reaching up, you pull down, and you hold an isometric contraction at the end of the motion. And that is going to help to build strength and endurance. So you want to perform exercises in the positive fashion, in the isometric fashion, and you want to control the eccentric phase of the exercise. No bouncing the weights, no throwing the weights. Control the concentric and eccentric phases of the exercise. And then also you can use isometric exercises. Number 10, build proportional strength. And this is very important. When we speak about different muscle groups and different joints, you want to build proportional strength. Think about the shoulder complex. When I was younger, and I'm sure most of you around my age or older, when we were younger, you would see a friend who you hadn't seen for a while, and people would always ask, hey, what you benching? What you benching? And we were wearing tank tops, working our chest muscles, working our arm muscles, really hitting it hard, but maybe there was a lack of proportional strength. The posterior delts, the muscles that pull the shoulders backwards, including the posterior rotator cuff muscles, and the muscles that retract the scapulus, which are our middle traps, our lower traps, and the rhomboids, weren't getting as much work as the muscles in the front. We are developing the mirror muscles. So you want to build proportional strength, not only in the shoulders, but in the entire back, in the legs, in the arms. Any joint you want to build proportional strength. Thank you everybody for watching today's video on the 10 guidelines for weightlifters over the age of 55. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like this video. If you have questions, feedback, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my YouTube page. Again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you are just starting to train, please see a doctor to make sure that you are healthy enough for training. Just don't jump right into a routine. Also, work with a fitness professional who can help you to formulate a routine that works for your individual needs. Don't jump right into it. Start with the basics and start at your current health, fitness, and strength levels. Again, this is Dr. Donald Ozello of Championship Chiropractic in Las Vegas, Nevada, thanking you for watching today's video.